Welcome to a new angle. We switching it up. New things. New horizons. But hey, we're still here for our daily read of the 1 Year Bible. It's day 121 in a row. 121 days in a row that all those pages I just flip changed. And we're on April the 30th. What's up, basketball? How you doing, bro? We're on April the 30th because we're 2 days early. That means we're on the last day of the month, chat. We're technically on the last day of the month right now. Get those shoes. You already know. You already know those are officially copped, you know. they're for $50, bro. The low ski, I have to get them. I just have to get them. It's a great year to get those. But for today's read, chat, it's gonna be from Judges 11, 1 through 12. Then we're gonna follow up that with John 1, 1 through 28. So we done got into John now. Psalms 101, 1 through 8. And finishing up our night with Proverbs 14, 13 through 14. And without further ado, let's get into tonight's read. It's a different angle. I'm gonna have to get used to this. The way I'm holding this book right now is interesting. But hey, day 121 in a row. Just want to say thank you. I'm thankful for being able to do this for this many times in a row. And regardless of what's been going on, I've been able to get this accomplished. So I mess with that. Now let's get into today's word from Judges 11, 1 through 12. Now Jephthah of Gilead was a great warrior. He was the son of Gilead, but his mother was a prostitute. Gilead's wife was also had several sons, and when these half-brothers grew up, they chased Jephthah off the land. You will not get any of our father's inheritance, they said, for you are the son of a prostitute. So Jephthah fled from his brothers and lived in the land of Tob. Soon he had a band of worthless rebels following him. At about this time, the Ammonites began their war against Israel. When the Ammonites attacked, the elders of Gilead sent Jephthah in the land of Tob. The elders said, "Come and be our commander. Help us fight the Ammonites." But Jephthah said to them, "Aren't you the ones who hated me and drove me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you're in trouble?" "Because we need you," the elders replied. If you lead us in battle against the Ammonites, we will make you ruler over all the people of Gilead." Jephthah said to the elders, "Let me get this straight. If I come with you, and if the Lord gives me victory over the Ammonites, you will really make me ruler over all the people?" "The Lord is our witness," the elders replied. "We promise to do whatever you say." So Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him their ruler and commander of the army. At Mizpah, in the presence of the Lord, Jephthah repeated what he had said to the elders. Then Jephthah sent the messengers to the king of Ammon, asking, "Why have you come out to fight against my land?" The king of Ammon answered Jephthah's messengers, "When the Israelites came out of Egypt, they stole my land from the Arnon River to the Jabbok River, and all the way to the Jordan. Now then give back the land peacefully." Jephthah sent this message back to the Ammonite king. This is what Jephthah says: "Israel did not steal any land from Moab or Ammon. When the people of Israel arrived at Kadesh on their journey from Egypt after crossing the Red Sea, they sent messengers to the king of Edom asking for permission to pass through this land. But the request was denied. Then they asked the king of Moab for similar permission, but he wouldn't let them pass through either. So the people of Israel stayed in Kadesh. Finally, they went around Edom and Moab through the wilderness. They traveled along Moab's eastern border and camped on the other side of the Arnon River. But they never once crossed the Arnon River into Moab, for the Arnon was the border of Moab. Then Israel sent messengers to King Sihon of the Amorites, who ruled from Heshbon, asking for permission to cross through his land to get to their destination. But King Sihon didn't trust Israel to pass through his land. Instead, he mobilized his army at Jahaz and attacked them. But the Lord, the God of Israel, gave his people victory over King Sihon. So Israel took control of all the land the Amorites who lived in that region, from the Arnon River to the Jabbok River, and from the eastern wilderness to the Jordan. So you see, it was the Lord, the God of Israel, who took away the land from the Amorites and gave it to Israel. So why then should we give it back to you? You keep whatever your God, Chemosh, gives you, and we will keep whatever the Lord our God gives us. Are you any better than Balak, son of Zippor, or the king of Moab? Did he try to make a case against Israel for this disputed land? Did he go to war against them? Israel has been living here for 300 years, inhabited Heshbon and the surrounding settlements all the way to the Aurora and its settlements, and in all the towns along the Arnon River. Why have you made no effort to recover it before now? Therefore I have not sinned against you. Rather, you have wronged me by attacking me. Let the Lord, who is a judge, decide today which of us is right, Israel or Ammon. Oh man, he was spitting. Hey, what's up, Trolatero? Tralalero? How you doing, man? What's up, kid? But the king of Ammon paid no attention to Jephthah's message. At that time, the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he went throughout the land of Gilead and Manasseh, including Mizpah and Gilead. And from there he led an army against the Ammonites. And Jephthah made a vow to the Lord. He said, if you give me victory over the Ammonites, I will give to the Lord whatever comes out of my house to meet me when I return in triumph. I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering. So Jephthah led his army against the Ammonites, and the Lord gave him victory. He crushed the Ammonites, devastating about 20 towns from Aurora to an area near Minnith, and as far away as Abel Keramim. In this way, Israel defeated the Ammonites. When Jephthah returned home to Mizpah, his daughter came out to meet him, playing on a tambourine and dancing for joy. She was his one and only child. He had no other sons or daughters. When he saw her, he tore his clothes in anguish. "Oh, my daughter," he cried out, "you have completely destroyed me. You brought disaster on me, for I have made a vow to the Lord, and I cannot take it back." And she said, "Father, if you have made a vow to the Lord, you must do to me what you have vowed. For the Lord has given you a great victory over your enemies, the Ammonites. But first, let me do this one thing. Let me go up and roam in the hills and weep with my friends for 2 months, because I will die a virgin." "You may go," Jephthah said, and he sent her away for 2 months. She and her friends went into the hills and wept, because she would never have children. When she returned home, her father kept the vow he had made, and she died a virgin. So it has become a custom in Israel for young Israelite women to go away for 4 days each year to lament the fate of Jephthah's daughter. Then the people of Ephraim mobilized an army and crossed over the Jordan River to Zaphon. They sent this message to Jephthah: "Why didn't you call for us to help you fight against the Ammonites? We are going to burn down your house with you in it." Jephthah replied, "I summoned you at the beginning of the dispute, but you refused to come. You failed to help us in our struggle against Ammon. So when I realized you weren't coming, I risked my life and went to battle without you. And the Lord gave me victory over the Ammonites. So why have you now come to fight me?" The people of Ephraim responded, "You men of Gilead are nothing more than fugitives from Ephraim and Manasseh." So Jephthah gathered all the men of Gilead and attacked the men of Ephraim and defeated them. Jephthah captured the shallow crossings of the Jordan River, and whenever a fugitive from Ephraim tried to go back across, the men of Gilead would challenge him. "Are you a member of the tribe of Ephraim?" they asked. If the man said, "No, I'm not," they would tell him to say Shibboleth. If he was from Ephraim, he would say Shibboleth, because people from Ephraim cannot pronounce the word correctly. Then they would take him and kill him at the shallow crossings of the Jordan. In all, 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Jephthah judged Israel for 60 years. When he died, he was buried in one of the towns of Gilead. After Jephthah died, Ibzan from Bethlehem judged Israel. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. Golly. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He sent his daughters to marry men outside his clan, and he brought in 30 young women from outside his clan to marry his sons. Ibzan judged Israel for 7 years. 60 kids in 7 years is insane. When he died, he was buried at Bethlehem. After Ibzan died, Elon from the tribe of Zebulun judged Israel for 10 years. When he died, he was buried at Alajon in Zebulun. After Elon died, Abdon, son of Hillel, from Pirathon, judged Israel. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons, who rode on 70 donkeys. He judged Israel for 8 years, and when he died, he was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim in the hill country of the Amalekites. And now, chat, we're going to get into John 1:1-28. In the beginning, the Word already existed. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He existed in the beginning with God. God created everything through him, and nothing was created except through him. The Word gave life to everything that was created, and his life brought light to everyone. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. God sent a man, John the Baptist, to tell about the light so that everyone might believe because of his testimony. John himself was not the light. He was simply a witness to tell about the light. The one who is a true light, who gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He came into the very world he created, but the world didn't recognize him. He came to his own people, and even they rejected him. But to all who believed him and accepted him, he gave the right to become children of God. They were reborn, not with a physical birth resulting from a human passion or plan, but a birth that comes from God. So the Word became human and made his home among us. He was full of unfailing love and faithfulness, and we have seen his glory, the glory of the Father's one and only Son. John testified about him when he shouted to the crowds, "This is the one I was talking about when I said, 'Someone is coming after me who is far greater than I am, for he existed long before me.'" From its abundance, we have all received one gracious blessing after another. For the law was given through Moses, but God's unfailing love and faithfulness came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but the unique one, who is himself God, is near to the Father's heart. He has revealed God to us. This was John's testimony when the Jewish leaders sent priests and temple assistants from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He came right out and said, "I am not the Messiah." "Well then, who are you?" they asked. "Are you Elijah?" "No," he replied. "Are you the prophet we are expecting?" "No." "Then who are you?" "We need an answer from those who sent us. What do you have to say about yourself?" John replied in the words of the prophet Isaiah, "I am a voice shouting in the wilderness, 'Clear the way, for the Lord is coming.'" Then the Pharisees who had been sent asked him, "If you aren't the Messiah or Elijah or the prophet, what right do you have to baptize?" John told them, "I baptize with water, but right here in the crowd is someone you do not recognize. Through his ministry, though his ministry follows mine, I am not worthy to be his slave and untie the straps of his sandal." This encounter took place in Bethany, an area east of the Jordan River where John was baptizing. And now chat, Psalms 101, 1 through 8. I will sing of your Lord in justice, Lord. I will praise you with songs. I will be careful to live a blameless life. When will you come to help me? I will lead a life of integrity in my own home. I will refuse to look at anything vile and vulgar. I hate all who deal crookedly. I will have nothing to do with them. I will reject perverse ideas and stay away from every evil. I will not tolerate people who slander their neighbors. I will not endure conceit and pride. I will search for faithful people to be my companions. Only those who are above reproach will be allowed to serve me. I will not allow deceivers to serve in my house, and liars will not stay in my presence. My daily task will be to ferret out the wicked and free the city of the Lord from the grip. And to free the city of the Lord from their grip. I feel like I should have said that with more umph. Thank you for the like. And now Proverbs 14, 13 through 14. Laughter till a heavy heart. There ends, grief remains. And now Life 101. Life 101. Life 101. So living life based on Psalms 101 would include 1. Praise to God. 2. Blameless living. 3. Integrity at home. 4. Disciplined eyes. 5. Avoiding crooked people. 6. Rejecting perverse thoughts. 7. Running from evil. 8. Not tolerating slanderers or those filled with conceit and pride. 9. Faithful companions above reproach. 10. Honest workers. And 11. Removing people from with evil motives for ministering God's holy place and his church. If we picked a single chapter of the Bible to guide us, Psalms 101 would be a great one. You would not just be a man, you would be a godly man. And chat, that is the end of our read today from the One Year Bible Day 121. But before we take off, if you've been here before, you know we got to turn off this camera real quick, ask God for clarity and wisdom on today's word, and I'll be right back. So give me 1 second. All right. Okay, chat, we're back. Thank you for sticking with me. Um, oh, it's Proverbs. Is I'm gonna have to read this Proverbs, and we're gonna go over that Psalms one more time. But I really like this Proverbs. I know they didn't really. Hey, what's up, Mr. Pot? What's up with you, man? I really like this Proverbs verse right here, man. So Proverbs 14:13 through 14. So laughter can conceal a heavy heart, but when laughter ends, the grief remains. Backsliders get what they deserve, and good people receive their reward. Um, I want to go to that verse 14, right? The backsliders portion of it, and but also the good people get what they receive their reward, right? Um, Hey, congratulations, Mr. Pop. Congrats on the 50. Congrats on the big 50. I'm sorry I didn't even get to see that for real. Congrats on the big 50, Mo. Hey, I'm excited for you. Keep on going, keep on doing your thing, man. Keep on doing your thing. Congrats. Um sorry if I didn't get to if you did before I got to tell you congrats. I hope you got to hear that. Hope you got to hear that because that's pretty cool, bro. I remember my first 50. I'm 3 subs off of 50. Hey, okay, basketball. Okay, I see you. I see y'all putting in the work over there. I see all y'all putting in the work. We put in the work together. Yes, sir. Gang in here. Okay. But Proverbs 14:13 to 14. But I want to read read this one more time. So laughter can conceal a heavy heart, but when laughter ends, the grief remains. Backsliders get what they deserve, and good people receive their reward. Right. So I want to hit that verse 14 real quick. So the backsliders portion of it, right? Is it some things in life that you've already been saved from? Yes, sir. Made this account. Hey, okay, months ago, and I mean, okay. Keep on doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, and always improve. You know, improve your videos and just you know be diligent. You know, actually be like be honest with yourself and be diligent, and then work on your stuff. You know. But okay. But backsliders. Is there some things in your life that you're going back to that no longer serve you no more? Right? They no longer serve you anymore. No, they don't serve you no more. So let those things go. Right? Um, because laughter could, yeah, for sure. Laughter could conceal a heavy heart, right? But a heavy heart is because you're still dabbling in the past when the past is not is not here no more. So, um, stay on your path. Stay on the path that has been making you genuinely smile. Have a genuine smile on your face. Keep on that path. Don't go back to the other stuff. Don't go back to the other stuff. That there was no genuine smile on your face when you're doing that other stuff. Keep doing the stuff that's making you actually smile, right? Keep doing the things that are making you actually smile, right? And don't go back to the other stuff. Don't go back to the old life. It ain't useful no more. It has no purpose anymore. It just doesn't. All right, so um, just leave it where it is, man. Leave it where it is. That's it for that one. But let's hop into this. So they really wanted us to go over Psalms 101. They put it in the whole afterword and everything. So let's take a look at Psalms 101, 1 through 8. And then we're going to hop into John because there's some humility in there that we all should take a page out of the book for. So, but let's get into Psalms real quick. Psalms 101, 1 through 18. Um, so we're gonna read the first 10 verses one more time, right? Really, I just got 52. Hey, okay. Congrats. Congrats. I will sing your love and justice, Lord. I will praise you with songs. I will be careful to live a blameless life. When will you come to help me? I will lead a life of integrity in my own home. I will refuse to look at anything vile and vulgar. I hate all who deal crookedly. I will have nothing to do with them. I will reject perverse ideas and stay away from every evil. I will not tolerate people who slander their neighbors. I will not endure conceit and pride. I will search for faithful people to be my companions, and only those who are above reproach will be allowed to serve me. I will not allow deceivers to serve in my house, and liars will not stay in my presence. My daily task will be to ferret out the wicked and to free the city of the Lord from their grip. Right? Um, There's a couple big ones, right? These are tried and true. I stand by these. A couple. I know all of them. All of them is good, but there's a couple tried and true in here that I stand by. I wholeheartedly stand by. Integrity of my home. I feel like that one goes very well with not letting anybody and everybody in your home, but also, you know, inside your home being, a person of God, even in the home when nobody's around you, nobody's looking at you, right? But I don't let nobody in my house. I don't let nobody in my house that I don't already vibe with. I don't let nobody in my house that I don't already vibe with. You can't come in my house, right? Because we not on the same page. we not. Our ideas aren't the same, brother. I opened the door again by accident. Didn't mean to do that. But our what we going towards ain't the same, bro. So all you can do is leave that energy in my crib. You're not allowed in my house. You're not allowed in my house, bro. So, but then disciplined eyes, right? Because there's so much to look at nowadays. There's just so much to look at, right? And the disciplined eyes really goes. It just covers so many different places, right? So I want to hit a couple of these really big ones. Avoiding crooked people, right? So you ain't got no business being around that person. They ain't up to no good. They up to no good. They ain't got no business being around them. You absolutely 100% know. So avoiding crooked people, man. Rejecting conceit and pride. Rejecting conceit and pride. Oh man, that's a big one because, oh boy, pride is the J. Cole song. You feel me? But you know it's it's a difference between self-love and conceit and pride. Self-love is unconditional love for yourself. Conceit and pride is when you begin to put yourself on a pedestal and you start to try to put other folks down. Unconditional love that you don't put other folks down, and that's just one big part of self-love that I don't know if people really truly understand, because I meet a lot of people who tell me they're self-loving themselves, but then they're like extremely rude to other people. They're like extremely rude people, but they be talking about they be self-loving themselves. That's not self-love, because self-love teaches you to have unconditional love, so you don't treat other people bad either. When you know how long, when you love yourself for real, you don't treat nobody bad, right? So when I meet a lot of people who are very conceited and very prideful, and they tell me they're doing self-love, I'm like, bro, you doing it backwards. You got to be doing it backwards. You got to be doing self-love backwards, because self-love is learning how to have unconditional love for yourself, right? And that's not prideful. It's not boastful. It's none of that. It's none of those things. It's not conceited. It's none of those things, right? Um, but I mean, you meet a lot of people who talk about self-love all the time, but they have no idea what that is for real. They don't have no idea what that is for real. So but yeah, the conceit and pride is a big one right there, right? Faithful companions above reproach, honest workers, and removing people from with evil motives for ministry in God's holy places in His church. I feel like this already happened. I feel like this. I'm coming out soon. Um, I feel like this already happened. I feel like a lot of people have uh taken these positions in the past, and now they've been I guess exposed for, you know I guess who they were for real, I guess. Um but also that's never my job, so I don't ever talk about things like this. This is just not a conversation I like to have, um to be completely honest. But and because this is number 8 right here, right? Not tolerating slanderers or those filled with conceit and pride, right? So not tolerating slanderers, people who talk bad behind other folks' backs. People who talk bad behind other folks' backs. I'm just not cool with that. I'm just not cool with that. I don't partake in it. I may just kind of laugh and like be there, but I don't partake in those in that kind of conversation. Um, because it's just not me, to be honest. It's just not me. Um, and blameless living and praise to God. Blameless living, you're not blaming other folks for everything that happens in your life, because at the end of the day, it is your life and it's not their fault. It ain't nobody else's fault. So blameless living is a big one, because it's nobody else's fault why your life is the way your life is. It don't really matter, because you can blame somebody to the end of your days, but it ain't gonna make your life no better. So um, blameless living, I feel like, is a big one from today's read too. Blameless living, because you can't blame nobody else. You can't. It just won't work out. And then praise to God, right? And that's where reject the conceit and pride part, right? um, when you genuinely praise God, and you don't begin to become like those people who uh, don't know how to self-love. There we go. There we go. When you praise God, then you don't end up like the people who don't know how to self-love, right? Because you don't take everything as something that you are doing, right? That type of attitude comes from the fact that people believe that they're doing everything that's happening, right? They begin to believe that they're the one doing all these things, and it lasts a little bit. You have fun for a little while, but then it don't last that long. Um, so remember to praise the God, because if you're not doing that very essential piece of this piece of it, then it'll look sweet and nice for a little while, but it don't last that long, right? And we're here for longevity. We're here for longevity, you know. Oh man. uh so don't forget to remember that, you know, when all this cool stuff is happening, when all these blessings start to show up in your life, that you didn't bring that into your life because you asked somebody else to help you out. Don't forget you asked God to help you in this situation when you get the blessing you ask for. Don't forget to praise God, and don't forget that to not take it on yourself as something that you did, because you asked for help. So how would you have done it if you asked somebody for help? I'm just, I mean, you played a part because you asked for help, but that doesn't mean you did the thing, so that's, you should just, take a step back, and realize that you asked for help, and say thank you for helping me out. I appreciate your help, because that's all it really takes. You can't be like, man, God, I'll hey, chill out, because I ain't no blasphemous stuff. But like some crazy stuff. You know what I mean, bro? Like, you gotta be like, you know, a gigantic meat eater or something. You could just say thank you, because thank you goes a long way. Saying thank you goes a long way, right? Um, So don't forget to praise to God when you get those blessings. Don't forget to not act like you did that stuff. You asked for help, so don't forget to say thank you for getting help you asked for. That's very important. Don't forget to say thank you, bro, because God definitely deserves a thank you. You feel me? Definitely deserves a thank you. At least that's the least you can do, is say thank you. Um, and I know sometimes I'll be all over the place, but I feel like honestly that's the least you can do, is say thank you. That's the least you can do, is say thank you. Um, But and if you don't want to say thank you, then you that other thing I just read about you are the prideful and conceited person. If you too big to say thank you, if you're too big to say thank you, then you're prideful and conceited, especially if you ask for help. So you need to check yourself, and that ain't my job. So I ain't gonna keep talking about it. Now I brought you the information. Now it's up to you what you do with it, brother, sister, anybody who happens to be watching or shows up here. I bring you the message, and it's up to you to do what you do with it, because that's not my job to do anything else from you from this point forward. From this point forward, other than to love you unconditionally as my brother or my sister on this earth. So, uh, since it's already naturally happening, then I ain't got nothing else to do. Now you have a great rest of your night, because I'm finna go eat this good food. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Let's hit this outro. We are at that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. You have a great rest of your night. I'm gonna have a great rest of mine. Um, and I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Peace.